T-Bone you're about to listen to is incredibly stupid. Listener discretion is advised.
Got your new watch on today.
Oh, I do.
Look at that.
You
bling.
like that? That's
It's a gold watch.
That's the
Great
real
radio
deal.
segment we're doing here. Look at the watch. How's the lettuce? Name your favorite lettuce.
Oh, no, it hasn't reached that level yet.
Oh, it's close.
Featuring Panama Ted,
I'm a dork and stupid.
Timmy Hall,
I love a good, thin meat.
and a crap ton of random sounds from the internet.
His lower body is ridiculously thick.
You're a little stupid.
Not on my watch.
My butt's sore. Holler.
I like that laugh.
Welcome to Man and Bone.
Happy Thursday. Welcome in. Hello, Bone.
Hello, man.
We just have 2 hours today.
Only two.
Just 2 hours, 3 to 5, because Buckeye basketball has a very early start tonight, much to our dismay. But I promise to you that we're going to cram 3 hours of stupid into 2 hours today.
We'll do our very best. I mean, that's a tall task, but we're up for it, I think. I think we can make it happen.
Around the Big Ten with our guy, Adam Rittenberg from ESPN. He will join us at 3:30. We're going to do Degenerate T-Bone at 4:30 today. We're going to move it around. What else? That's it.
Nothing. We're here for 2 hours. We're cramming it all in, baby.
Cramming it in.
And then tomorrow, we've got noon to 2 for 2 hours.
Yes.
So we're just, I don't want to get used to this, though, man, because, 3 hours, that's our normal shift. If we get used to 2 hours, come back on Monday, it could be, we just won't know what to do with ourselves.
Special time tomorrow, noon to 2. Don't miss it. Notre Dame and Penn State tonight in the Orange Bowl. They are playing at Rock Hard Stadium.
That's something like that. And at the Hard Rock Cafe people?
Dyslexia. I have dyslexia.
Okay, got it.
It's Rock Hard Stadium, 7:30 kick tonight. I asked this question briefly yesterday. Who the hell are we rooting for in this game? Do we root for anybody? Do we just let the dominoes fall as they may?
Well, can I tell you where I'm at just as a Buckeye? I don't know if anybody else will agree with this, but here's where I am. I think it's easier if you play a James Franklin-led team because I feel like Ryan Day is his kryptonite, right? So there's that. But I also think Notre Dame, who I think is the better team, I think they're more talented. Do they scare you as a Buckeye fan? They don't scare me. The way this current Ohio State team is playing, obviously we'll see tomorrow night how they look against Texas. But assuming they play the next two games like they played the last two games, I don't care who they play. I think they're winning. If they get to the national championship game, I think they're winning that game by 2 touchdowns or more. I'm not concerned about either of these teams.
No, I
I'm more
understand
concerned
that.
about the game tomorrow.
But one of these teams has to win tonight. Do you have a preference on who wins? Because I do. I had my epiphany this morning.
Go ahead. I'll tell you who mine is. But yeah, I'll let you.
I'm not even going to say anything. I'm just going to play it for you.
Oh,
This is who I'm rooting for tonight.
I figured.
Look, I don't like Notre Dame. You know that. I don't like Penn State. You know that. But I've been to South Bend, and I've been to State College. And I've only had a bag of urine thrown at me in one place. And that is State College. So as much as it pains me, let's go Irish. Also, big Irish fan because his son played on the team, John Bon Jovi.
Oh.
So I can settle my mind with that.
That's right. Not like Bodie, who's a big Notre Dame fan. You don't care about Bodie. You don't give any craps about that.
I do care about Bodie.
No,
you know
but
what?
John Bon
Cole's a
Jovi.
big fan too, isn't he?
Yeah, who you've never met, John Bon Jovi. His son went there, played there.
Can I tell you something?
Just saying.
If the Bodeman breaks out into Wanted Dead or Alive in front of me, then I'll do it for him. Until that happens, I'm doing it for the Jove.
Yeah, but you're never going to meet the Jove. You know Bodie.
How do you know I'm never going to meet the Jove?
Because I know you. Because you would see him, you would be, if you saw him out, you could be 10 feet away from him and you'd be like, I'm not going to talk to him. That'd be rude. I'm not even going to go up to him. And you'd never meet him. So Bodie here, meanwhile, he works here. He's here every day helping us out. You can't root for someone for him. No, you got to root for whatever's going on with the Jove.
First of all, if it's Ohio State, Notre Dame for the Natty, I bet you we can get Jove on the show.
Oh, yeah? You think so?
I think we can try.
Teddy, guess what? You just if that happens, if that's tonight, if Notre Dame wins, then tomorrow, if Ohio State wins Monday, you got a new assignment.
Can you actually book a guest on the show, Ted? We haven't asked you to do this for so long.
Wow.
I have one coming up at the bottom of the hour.
No. That's a regular guest Adam Rittenberg does not count. He is a member of the family. We pay him.
Okay. Oh, that's fine.
That doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
Do you think if I give you the task of booking Jove, you can do it?
I can call him up, yeah.
All right, good. You still have his number from the 80s when you guys were partying?
I
back
do
when
have
you were
his
banging?
number. Yeah, I do have his number. I'll shoot him a text.
That's good. Now, I'm rooting for Notre Dame just because, yeah, the aesthetics of that, the atmosphere, the whole thing, right? Ohio State, Notre Dame. I know Penn State, obviously there's a rivalry there, whatever you want to call it, but we already played that game. I don't want to play it again. I want to go up against Notre Dame.
James Franklin annoys me.
Yeah,
he all of a sudden he's the Tony Dungy of college football. He's got an answer for everything. He's going to tell you how it is. You know, Marcus Freeman, I know he had the little piece that he wrote in the Players Tribune or whatever the hell that was, where he said, I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. I passed on Notre Dame coming out of high school, and I'm not going to do that twice. And Buckeye fans got bent out of shape, and I understand why. But also, let's remember this guy went here.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah, great player here.
It would be a cool thing to go to the national title game, play Notre Dame, and then beat Notre Dame and beat a guy who played here in Marcus Freeman.
I'm trying to remember, where is the national championship game this year?
Greenland.
Good.
Trump is negotiating it right now.
I hear we're getting some waves over there in Greenland.
Hey,
we're going to do some things.
Fine.
I thought it was Atlanta. But
is it Atlanta? Okay.
Maybe it is Greenland.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm so tired of these places. They're all the same all the time.
Didn't we already have a playoff game in Atlanta?
I'm just so tired of it all.
Or wait, was the...
Yes, it was, because the Peach Bowl was there.
Yeah, right. So we got it twice in Atlanta? That's stupid. I don't like that at all.
It's either always in Atlanta or New Orleans. There's always the same three cities all the time.
Well, I was going to say if it was in New Orleans, I thought that would be, good for like the LSU fans who could all like take a look there and see that the coach they got from Notre Dame is sitting there watching the game with them because they're not in it. But the guy who replaced him gets his team to the national championship. But again, that point would make more sense if it were in New Orleans, which it's not. So
right, Notre Dame and Penn State tonight. Rock Hard Stadium, Orange Bowl, 7:30. Cavs take care of the Thunder last night.
I'll tell you what.
Thunder had a 15-game winning streak. That came to an end, Bone.
Yeah, that's all right. The Cavs have like a 12-game winning streak going, and that's still intact.
It's 11.
What? It's going to be 12.
If you were a big Cavs fan like me, you would know that.
If you were a big Cavs fan like me, you would know tonight to play in Toronto, win. So it's 12 anyway. Just go ahead and count it.
All right.
By the way, I've been saying this. I'm going to keep saying it. Cavs in 4. All right? Listen to what I'm talking about. This is not just Bone is hyped because it's like a month into the season. I watched 2 games, and I'm like, yay, they're fun. This is the best team in the NBA. There's no argument there. I'm not saying they will be the best team by the end of the season. I am telling you right now, the Cleveland Cavaliers are the best team in the NBA. I saw in this game, you had the best defense in the NBA. Cavs go up against that, and they put up damn near 130 points like they do every freaking night. They made the Thunder play their way, not the other way around. And it was a close game. It was a fun game if you watched it. I don't know who all got to see it, but Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, they went to town underneath the basket. Man, that is a front court you
defensive end, Jared Allen was there?
Yeah, that's right. Him too. Yeah. I'm telling you, this is a real team. They are great, and they do everything you want. Last night, Donovan Mitchell barely did anything for them. Had nothing really going. I think he had 11 points, hit a big 3 down the stretch, but it's okay. They've got other guys. They're not a one-trick pony. So this Cavs team is for real. Cavs in 4. I've been saying it all year. I'm going to keep saying it. They're great.
I actually watched some of the game last night.
What'd you think?
I enjoyed it very much.
Yeah?
Yeah. That was very good basketball. It was a fun atmosphere.
Yeah, it was good. I thought they got after a little bit. You know what? I would give credit to Matty Ice, because we were talking before the game before our shows, and he said, watch out for the Cavs bigs going up against Isaiah Hartenstein. If you remember, a couple years ago in the playoffs, they faced the Knicks. The Knicks had Hartenstein, or maybe that was last year. I may be blanking on my ear. But Hartenstein was one of the guys who just like bossed the Cavs front court. And you could tell it was personal last night because now he's on the Thunder, and those guys did not forget. Jared Allen, Evan Mobley said, we got to show you what's up. And they did. It was a dominant performance.
You know what I kept thinking about those? I was watching the two best teams possibly in the NBA go at it last night.
What'd you think?
And the game was a close game the entire game, right? Never really got
right. I mean, it was like a couple points either way.
Yeah. I was thinking to myself how once upon a time, Beanie Wells told me he could average 10 points a night in the NBA. That's what I was thinking.
I feel like we've changed. I think at one point he said he could get 10 points in a game.
No, he said he could average 10 a night.
Yeah, that's tough.
In the NBA.
That's tough. I may have defended him before. I would not defend that now.
You're out of your mind to defend him.
That's wrong.
You're out of your mind then. You're out of your mind now.
By the way, if he did, he'd be, almost as good as Donovan Mitchell was last night. 11 last night for him. That's all right. Tonight,
he'll show up next week and drop in 35.
Let me tell you, spoiler alert for Degenerate T-Bone. We're going in on Donovan Mitchell coming up.
Okay.
Because I got something on that tonight.
We had a game without fans last night. It had nothing to do with COVID. Details coming up next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You should watch out for an accident that's on eastbound 70s off-ramp to northbound 270, and that's on the west side. It's blocking the right shoulder. And use some caution on eastbound 161 after Hamilton Road. There's some debris on the roadway. This report is sponsored by AEP Ohio. Falling behind on your electric bill? At AEP Ohio, they're here to help you. If you need more time, want to set up a payment plan, or prefer more predictable average payments, they have you covered. Visit aepohio.com/billhelp today. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Dormar, you're kind of hero.
Dormar can be there today, guaranteed. Visit them at dormarhvac.com.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. I want to tell you about my new obsession, Daisy French Onion Dip. One of my guilty pleasures during football season is eating dip with chips and wings and even veggies while watching the big game. And now Daisy came out with Daisy French Onion Dip and Daisy Ranch Dip. These are a game changer. As good as homemade dip, and they've got real herbs and spices. Ingredients you'd find right in your own kitchen. Next time you're watching a big game, before you do, stop at the store and grab these new Daisy French Onion or Daisy Ranch dips.
If your garage door doesn't have windows, but you can still see through it, we are Deluxe Door Systems. For 30 years, we fix crappy garage doors, straightforward, honest, and for less than you think. DeluxeDoorSystems.com.
You're listening to the Mount Carmel Football Injury Report, featuring the latest player injury updates from a fellowship-trained Mount Carmel sports medicine specialist physician, so you know who's in and who's out for this week's games.
Our doctor, as always, is Dr. Brian Galoni. Doc, let's talk injuries. Chargers lose one of their tackles right before the playoffs. Trey Pipkins is going to be out. It appears he has an oblique injury. They're saying most likely he will not play. If he's not playing, it has to be pretty serious, right?
Yeah, T-Bone, that oblique muscle comes across your abdomen that allows you to twist and turn. You can imagine how a lineman could injure that muscle. The thing that kind of perked my ears up is they talked about carting him off the field. Yeah, it's going to hurt to walk with that, but he must have been in some pretty serious pain if he wasn't able to walk off on his own.
Well, a guy who is going to be back on the field is running back for the Lions, David Montgomery. He went out with an MCL injury in Week 15. They obviously get the bye, being the number 1 seed. Should return in time for the team's first playoff game in the divisional round. They decided to rehab this one instead of going to surgery. That is why he's able to return. What does that tell you? If surgery was an option, but they decided to rehab it instead, what does that likely mean?
Remember, we talked about the different severities of injuries, and it could just be a little minor strain with a few tears, or you can tear that ligament completely. And that's the ligament on the inside of your knee, holding those two bones together, the thigh bone and your leg bone. My guess is it was more on the minor side of a strain. I'm sure they're going to brace him up for some support, and they may even change some of the plays that he's running to try and protect that knee.
If you brace it up, is that all better? Or, that's not the only thing you can do, right?
T-Bone, I'm going to be real transparent with you. We brace them up for this stuff. I have not really seen any studies to show it adds more protection or stability to that MCL. The reality is somebody hits that knee hard, that brace is not going to protect it.
Good to know, Doc. We appreciate the info as always. We'll talk again next week.
Absolutely.
That was the Mount Carmel Football Injury Report with T-Bone. Mount Carmel, because of you.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here from Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric, announcing our $99 home preventive maintenance checkup. It's getting cold out there. Carpenter and Bryant will do whatever it takes to get you ready for the winter months. Check out Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric at carpentercolumbus.com.
Most Most radio stations suck. Here's why. They don't invest in local programming. We're live and local 14 hours a day. You can rest assured that every stupid thing we say is 100% local. Homegrown dumb since day one. The Fan.
Sometimes the best time to prune trees is when they're dormant or with no leaves on them. For ISA certified arborists, it helps them see what branches may need to be pruned or removed. Dormant season pruning can also help lessen problems associated with insects and diseases and help create structurally stronger trees that can better handle heavy wet snows or ice buildup. Contact an ISA certified arborist to get the best professional advice on keeping your trees healthy and safe. Go to treesforohio.org. That's trees, the number 4, ohio.org.
Healthcare.gov has plans for health because you have plans for life. All plans cover doctor visits and emergency care to keep you and your family running strong. All plans cover hospital stays and prescriptions so you can have peace of mind. Visit healthcare.gov to explore health plans from the brands you know. 4 out of 5 customers can find a health plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Final deadline to enroll is January 15th. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Eggland's Best. The only eggs with more fresh and delicious taste, plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Looking at a sunny day today, but man, is it cold or what? Temperatures will be around 23 this afternoon. Cold tonight, single digits expected, wind chills around 0. Snow moves in on Friday afternoon. Snow will move in after around 3 p.m. A quick 1 to 2 inches is likely. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 weather impact forecasts on 97.1 The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
The dumb is strong with this show. You're listening to Man and Bone.
Just 2 hours for you today. We're done at 5 because Buckeye basketball with an early tip against Oregon. Big game tonight. Oregon is ranked. What are they, 15? Is that right?
Yeah, believe you're right.
Number 15. So pregame coverage starts with Buckeye warm-up at 5, and then the tip at 6. I saw that Georgia quarterback Carson Beck has entered the transfer portal. If you're saying to yourself, well, didn't he already declare for the NFL draft? The answer is yes, he did. And I assume the paperwork that he got back was just a crying, laughing emoji. So he decided to take his chances at another school.
Yeah. I'm not entirely surprised by that, right? The amount of money you have for a good quarterback, and say what you will about his, time. He's got an injury he's dealing with. It won't be until the spring that he's back healthy. But, you can make $3-4 million or more for 1 year playing quarterback in the transfer portal. That's the going rate now. And that was for Tulane's quarterback, I want to say, going to Duke. I think he got $4 million a year.
He did?
For 2 years. Yeah. Yeah, this is they said everything that we're hearing is that it doubled from last year. Because you got a lot of schools that they're going to get a windfall that they have to pay out to the players, right? This settlement money that's coming in spring, they're already earmarking that for transfer portal guys and all that stuff. So with that, now they're saying that the going rate for these quarterbacks is up near $4 or $5 million a year. If you could make $4 or $5 more million in college, and then he has another chance to prove himself, maybe he improves his draft grade. I don't know if that's likely, but if he does, then he could make himself some more money in the future, but also in the present. That's not a bad deal.
We had a game played last night with no fans. VCU hosted Fordham last night. Of course, that was on my radar. I'm sure it was on yours.
Oh,
Bone.
We were all watching that one.
Anyway, they're located in Richmond, Virginia, VCU is, and they've been having all sorts of water problems because of the winter storm that passed through there. And so a large portion of the city doesn't have water. They're under boil advisories. And I guess the Siegel Center, where they play in Richmond, had no running water. And so they said, we can't have fans in here with no water.
That's
so a couple hours before tip, they told all the fans, don't come. They still played the game, but no fans.
That's a public health issue right there, right? You got to have running water. And obviously we know about what's going on out in L.A. and there, too, in Los Angeles. I believe the Kings game last night got postponed.
They postponed Lakers tonight.
Oh, they did? Okay.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, I knew they were talking about doing that, too. They've got an eye on whatever's going on, Monday with the playoff game. So they've
The NFL has air quality rules in place, which is the reason why they didn't play in Mexico a couple years back.
That's right.
Because
I forgot about
the
that.
air quality was not up to par. So the contingency plan for Rams and Vikings on Monday night is if they can't play in L.A. because of the air quality, they will play in Arizona. They have that all settled in Glendale. Now, I did see this afternoon, at least from the news reports that I saw, that they did make significant headway with some of these fires today.
Oh, good.
Because I guess the winds died down enough for the helicopters to go up.
Well, that was the big problem the other day, right?
Right.
They couldn't get planes over the
80 mile
fire.
an hour winds.
Yeah, what are you supposed to do? You don't want. I mean, you got to do your best to try to put these fires up. They didn't want more people to die in the trying to put them out.
Right. So I guess they got the helicopters up and the planes up today, and they were able to do some stuff.
By the way, because there's amazing footage, right? You see all these people who are pitching in to help, all these firefighters who do this stuff. I mean, I don't think I'm wrong here. I think most of that's volunteer, right? If you're a forest firefighter,
I have no idea.
I don't think most of those people, that's like their year-round job. I think they
out
go
there,
and do this stuff.
It may be.
Well, fair enough.
They have fires all the time,
but I'm just saying, like, have you watched those planes? Because you see the video of the planes. They fly. They dump the giant, plumes of water over the fires. That have you ever seen them fill those things up?
Yeah,
where they're just skimming. Again, this is an airplane flying through the air. It goes down on the water, opens up essentially a giant hole in the bottom of the plane, and says, "Yeah, we're just going to gobble up all the water that's here." Then somehow that doesn't crash your plane. Like, rightfully so. We give all the credit in the world to, who was the pilot that landed on the Hudson?
Sully, yeah.
Sully Sullenberger, whatever. That guy. Yeah, great job. These people are landing that plane on the water like every day, filling it up, and then taking off, going over a fire, dumping it, and then circling around doing that like 10 times. That blows my mind.
Bone. Does it blow your mind that people do things? You and I sit on our asses every single day and say, on the radio. There are real people out there making a difference.
No, what I'm saying is, like, it doesn't blow my mind as much as I think it's awesome that people can do this, that, like, a person can be a fighter pilot or a person can land a commercial airliner, because I assume there's a lot of training for that. I'm saying I don't know how you practice filling up a plane with water on the go. Because it seems like if you mess that up the first time, that's it for bozo. Like, you're done. So the fact that someone is like...
same thing when I see the gymnasts.
Oh, yeah, right.
When they're doing the flipsies.
Mm-hmm. How do you do your first flipsy?
Well, I know they put mats down and stuff, but at some point...
Well, I have my middle daughter, Ava. Bit of a gymnast herself.
Is she doing the flipsies?
She's doing back handsprings and all that. Now, what I know is... I do know with gymnastics, they have a big, giant, like, styrofoam... I don't know what to call it. It's like a wheel of cheese. Is the only way I can describe it. And then they, like, put it behind them, and then they do the backflip on that, and it rolls them over into the position so they can learn how to, like, flip all the way over. And it's safe. You're just laying on your back until your hands hit the mat.
I understand that, but there's a point where it becomes not safe.
I know. And, it's terrifying. But you know what? That's how you learn. At some point, you got to swim.
I was watching a show on the Titanic last night. It was on PBS. And a big portion of the show was about this ghost ship that apparently saw the Titanic and didn't come to its aid. And they were trying to figure out who the captain was, who this ghost ship was. Right?
Oh, this is they think there was a ship that could have made it over there?
There was a ship that was watching all of this. And for whatever reason, they said, we're not going to put our ship in jeopardy by going to try and rescue them. Right?
It's not great.
So anyway, but they're showing pictures of the captains of these big ships that are sailing the Atlantic.
Yeah.
This one guy, this is a 35-year-old man. He looked like he was 72. Just a hardened man.
Well, this was a 35-year-old in 1912.
1912. I'm going to say he was a hardened man. But then they're talking about what these guys have to do and how they, like the SOS call goes out. You can't just say, hey, come find me. I got the satellite ping. I'm right here.
Right, yeah. Turn on your GPS.
You got to tell people where you are. You got to navigate by the stars.
Or, with like math. Or like a compass or something.
That's what I mean.
All that stuff. You have to pull out maps and draw
stars,
lines.
You've got compasses. You've got math.
I know.
People learn how to do that. If you and me were in charge, are you kidding?
Right.
Of just anything on Earth that was significant. The world will be over in 2 seconds.
Well, Mike, that's how we know the Titanic wasn't real. Just like we learned the other day from Ancient Aliens that the pyramids aren't real because no one can figure out how to build those things or do that now. So we say, they're built by aliens, not real. That's probably what happened here.
They had this one guy that they blamed. They said, this is the captain, this is the ship.
Okay.
That was there. And so he took all the public blame, this guy. The guy who was 35 but looked like he was 72.
Yes, that guy.
Right? And then after he died, because he kept saying, no, I wasn't there. I was in this location over here.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then after he died, they figured out that he was telling the truth.
Oh, man.
Like, it wasn't that guy. His entire career was in shambles. They blamed him. He was a joke. And then after he's dead, it's like, it turns out he was telling the truth. Anyway.
God. And that guy probably at some point, I just picture him somewhere just telling anyone who listened, like, no, it wasn't me. You got to believe me. People are like, listen to this a-hole. God. Yeah, let some more people die. Abe, whatever his name is. I don't know. His name is Captain Abe.
I got a really shocking story for you. Are you ready?
Okay.
Sit down.
I'm sitting.
No, but everybody else who's out there, sit down.
If you're standing up and driving, sit down in your car instead of standing.
So, Awful Announcing has unveiled their NFL announcer rankings for the regular season. You know, which crews they think are the best. And I guess this is decided by readers. You're going to be shocked to know that Joe Davis and Greg Olson.
What?
Number one.
What?
Number one.
Has anyone thought about how this will affect Greg Olson?
Yeah, I mean it's going to affect him well.
Very positively because he's number one.
He's number one.
We know that they're the media darlings, so.
No, he is.
You're right.
Everything he says, gospel.
People like Joe Davis, though, too, don't they?
Do they?
Isn't he the guy who does the World Series now?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Hey, can I ask you a question, though? Because Joe Davis is one of these guys, too. We were watching a guy on ESPN today. He was doing some sort of podcast. I know I sound like I'm 100 years old when I say that, but I just don't remember the name of the podcast. Some sort of gambling thing.
He was on with Mina Kimes, whatever show that was.
He looks like he's 11.
Yeah.
He's the Oppo Taco of the captain of the ship.
Captain Abe.
He could be 35. He looks like he's 11. All right?
Yeah.
Joe Davis is one of those guys, too, where he looks like he's 11. Noah Eagle.
Noah Eagle, is young.
Looks like he's but he's not just young. He looks young.
Well, the baseball writer, Jeff Passan, he looks like
he's in his 40s.
He looks like a ventriloquist dummy, doesn't he?
He does indeed. Somebody's got their hand up his ass. My question is, did they look the same way in the 80s when we were growing up, but we were just kids and we couldn't tell because they were adults? Or are people just looking much younger now on TV?
It could be a combination of both, right? I think people are taking better care of their skin, so that probably helps keep you looking younger longer. And then there are people getting into the business earlier. We are getting older. Could it be, though, that maybe it's just the wise words of, I believe it was Matthew McConaughey who once said, I don't know, I keep getting older and they keep staying the same age. You know, maybe that's what it is, too. We're getting older and they just keep getting younger. I don't know.
Another guy with a baby face. Adam Rittenberg covers all things college football for ESPN. He joins us coming up in 2 minutes. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You should watch out for an accident that's at the roundabout of Reynoldsburg, New Albany Road at Havens Road. And you're also going to hit some slowdown due to an accident on Stelzer Road at East 7th Avenue. This report is sponsored by ExpressPros.com. If your supply chain demands a flexible workforce, hire with Express Employment Professionals. With contract and full-time workers from Express Employment, you get the staff you need and manage contingent labor costs. Learn more at ExpressPros.com. That's ExpressPros.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1, The Fan Traffic.
I wish I'd gotten treated for my erectile dysfunction sooner. Men, I hear this all the time from our patients. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if ED is a problem in your life, resolve to get it treated today and stop having it affect you and the one you love. ED is simply a medical condition, and it's fully treatable. And at Tri-State Men's Health, we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most guys, your ED will be a thing of the past. In fact, you could be having great sex within a day or two of your first appointment, and you'll likely find you're performing like you haven't in a long time. It's the new year. Resolve to get your ED treated and change your life. Call us at Tri-State Men's Health. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. That's tristatemenshealth.com. Tri-State Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
At NJM Insurance, we like to think of ourselves as a symphony. We start with a foundation of doing the right thing. Then we layer in dedicated reps whose priority is you. Add in excellent discount programs. And last, but certainly not least, we put our policyholders first. And the reason we don't use jingles or mascots is because it's just not us. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM. Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Common Man and T-Bone present Around the Big Ten with Adam Rittenberg.
Our guy Adam Rittenberg covers all things college football for ESPN. He joins us on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Hello, Adam.
Hello, guys. How we doing?
Oh, excellent. We have football tonight and the Orange Bowl, Notre Dame and Penn State. I got to tell you, I didn't think we would be here when the playoffs started, but here we are. So I'm going to hold you to it. What happens tonight?
Yeah, I'm excited to get down to the stadium right after I'm done with you guys. It's the game that, I think you can never rule out a blowout, especially in the history of this round of the playoff, but these are very evenly matched teams, and I think it's going to come down to a handful of plays, maybe on special teams, which team is willing to let its quarterback attack downfield passing-wise, with Penn State probably having a little bit of an advantage there. But Notre Dame, again, you can see the complementary style that they play with, and, they don't put their offense in bad positions typically, and their defense has overcome all of these key injuries. Penn State, very talented on the defensive side as well. Both teams can run the ball with multiple ball carriers. I think both teams have some questions to answer at quarterback, but I just like the vibe around Notre Dame, and I think they're going to find a way to win a close one.
For James Franklin, though, if Penn State were able to pull this out, I mean, he has been one of those guys that every year it seems like we talk about how, contract aside, he's someone who might be on the hot seat or Penn State might lose patience with him. Not being able to beat Ohio State has been a thorn in his side or win against top 5 competition. This is someone, though, that the playoff seems to work out well for, right? Because it gives you a chance to turn all those narratives around. And if you go through this playoff and get to a national championship game, I feel like that's going to be a lot more important than just making the playoffs in previous years, don't you think?
No doubt. And, I mean, they've already won 2 games, and they won them definitively. They were games they were supposed to win, but they, credit to them, they took care of their competition. But this is the type of game that he's fallen short in. And it's a game that is winnable, a game where the talent discrepancy is minimal, if at all, or you have a slight advantage, I would say. And so these are the games, that coaches are judged on. You don't get credit for beating the teams that you're supposed to beat. You're ultimately judged on can you win a top 5 game? Can you win a game where the talent is relatively the same? So, James isn't in any danger of being fired. I think people need to appreciate what he's done overall. But at some point, if you're Penn State and you haven't won a national title since 1986, you haven't been in this position since you joined the Big Ten, you want more. You want to be able to be one of these national programs that we talk about year in and year out. And he's talked about the improvements that have been made around the program, whether it's administration, alignment, resources. They have really good rosters now. They have rosters that should put them in this position more years than not. And now they have to find a way to advance. He has to find a way to advance.
Around the Big Ten with Adam Rittenberg here on The Fan. The last time the Buckeyes won the national championship, I had the feeling that the matchup with Alabama was the de facto national title game. It's not to say that Oregon wasn't any good. Of course, you had to be good to get to that point, but I thought that was the tougher game. I'm taking nothing for granted. I'm not saying the Buckeyes automatically win this game tomorrow, but do you sort of get the same feel that this Buckeye-Texas game is almost like that Alabama-Ohio State game, the de facto national championship game?
Yeah, it could be. I think if we see the versions of these teams that we've seen throughout the playoffs so far, Ohio State will win this game easily. I just don't think Texas has been anywhere near as powerful and as dominant as the Buckeyes have been. And so I'm trying to figure out pathways for them to win, even though they're not an inferior roster. They're one of the few teams that talent-wise won't be intimidated when it shares the field with Ohio State. But Quinn Ewers is going to have to play, in my view, his best game as a Longhorn. They're going to have to avoid those lulls offensively that have plagued them in the playoff and even in those 2 losses to Georgia. Even in the A&M game, they weren't elite offensively. And then who's going to slow down this Ohio State offense? I just don't know if, as good as they are defensively, especially on the D-line, are they going to stop Jeremiah Smith? Is anyone going to stop Jeremiah Smith? So if Ohio State replicates what it's done, they're going to win the national championship. Texas has to be something different than what we've seen so far in these types of games, and we'll find out tomorrow night if they're up to the task. There's been a lot talked about Quinn Ewers having the ties to Ohio State, being here for a year, and then obviously transferring out. I know Texas fans have not been thrilled with his performance, Adam. If he struggles early in this game, do you think Steve Sarkisian would make a change in game? It would have to be something extreme because Sark has been so loyal to Quinn, really throughout his time there. And even when Arch Manning came in and performed well against UTSA, he goes right back to Quinn as soon as Quinn is ready. And, Quinn has got a lot of experience, and he made that big throw when they really needed him to against Arizona State. And, again, I think the loyalty that Sark has would really have to be tested, multiple pick sixes or just, losing, so much confidence. And I know he did pull him out during that first Georgia game, but he goes back in the game later on. So I just don't think Sark feels the need to make a full-blown change, even though this is obviously an elimination scenario. Around the Big Ten with Adam Rittenberg here on The Fan. If you had to put your money on a scenario, Steve Sarkisian leaves in the offseason to go coach in the NFL, or Ryan Day leaves in the offseason to go coach in the NFL, which one are you taking? Yeah, it's a great question. I think if Ryan Day wins the national championship, maybe he'd be more inclined to consider those opportunities. I think it also depends on which jobs would be interested in him. And, I don't think he's leaving for a coordinator job. Neither of these guys really should be doing that. And so it's interesting that Sark's name, but not surprising. Both of these guys have spent time in the NFL. Sark is an offensive coordinator. He's such a gifted play caller. I think he's a guy who could go and be an NFL head coach. But they're also in great positions recruiting wise, and they should be part of this playoff every year. But with everything that's happened at Ohio State, for Ryan to survive the Michigan situation, the kind of debacle there, go out and win a national championship, maybe he would be more inclined to say, okay, I've done what I wanted to do here, and I can move forward. When it comes to seeding these playoffs, Adam, we know there's been a lot of concern about that, questions about that. How realistic is you think that the college football playoffs would change either the way they do that with home site games or expanding to 16? Well, I think the expansion is going to come in 2 years. So one thing I've been telling everybody on every show I'm on, don't expect wholesale changes for the 2025 season into that playoff. But there's likelihood to be bigger adjustments for the 2026 cycle because if you remember, we're still at the end of that initial 12-year cycle of the playoff, and they were able to expand to 12 teams before the end. But they're going to be doing a whole new model essentially in 2026, and there's obviously a lot of talk already out there about the desire, especially from the Big Ten and the SEC, to go beyond 12. So is it 14? Is it 16? Is the seeding different? We might get some changes for next year, including perhaps a different way to seed. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's minimal changes next year and a lot of bigger changes for 2026. I know it's snowing in Dallas, but we were talking to legendary voice of the Columbus Blue Jackets, Jeff Rimmer, who's living down in Miami now, yesterday, and he was bemoaning how cold it was. And he said it was 65, 68 degrees, and it was so cold. What's the weather forecast for tonight? Like iguanas just falling from the sky? Well, yeah, here it's colder than I expected, although there was some sun out. It's nice to get a little vitamin D. It's going to be low 60s. We'll see about the wind. It's a very nice afternoon. It's not idyllic, South Florida. You expect to come down here, and every day it's going to be 75 and perfect. But, yeah, certainly some nice conditions for these teams. And, yeah, I feel for my colleagues and the other media that got sent to Dallas. I feel like I lucked out getting this game instead. Adam, we appreciate it, my friend. We'll talk to you next week, and hopefully we're talking about a Buckeye championship run. Absolutely, guys. Enjoy the games tonight and tomorrow.
Adam Rittenberg around the Big Ten on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline.
I saw some video from Dallas. I mean, it got real down there. They got some snow.
They were supposed to get snow.
No, I know, but the good news is it all seems like it's hitting today. So you got a whole day to clear that off. Game will be going on as scheduled. It seems like tomorrow, but yeah,
they got to clear the streets tonight.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because Paul Keels is not just sitting in a hotel room. He's got to go out.
That's right.
He's got to find himself some action. Usually that involves bare-chested women.
Whatever. He likes his drink and he likes everything else.
Oh, come on, Paul. It's always Skip urging him to go, too.
Yeah, that's
Please
right.
Take me to your club.
I do like the fact. I mean, I'll tell you this. The Ohio State media crew that goes down there from the fan, our broadcast team, the stories of their fine dining and drinking before
kidding?
games is
Absolutely.
legendary. DR Railsback alone just, puts down 2 steaks by himself. No question.
And he'll eat it in 5 minutes.
Yeah. He takes his teeth out to eat
Ted,
it,
you
too.
remember
It's
that,
crazy.
right? You
Just
ever eat
sucks
a
them
meal
down.
with DR?
Yeah.
It's like the end of the world.
Yeah. Ted, are you in witness protection, Ted? Are you okay? Because it looked like when we asked you about it, you're like, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I heard of him. Uh-huh.
It's a tornado. He's done with his meal in 5 minutes.
He's in a hurry. He's just trying to eat his food.
He eats his food like he drives.
Mm-hmm.
There you
I
go.
have an impressive television stat to share with you coming up next.
All right. I can't wait for this.
I'm just going to stare at you.
Well, it's better than staring at the TV lights that are in our face.
Impressive television stat coming up next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You can expect a couple-minute delay on westbound 70 downtown between US 23 and the 71 West Split. And we also have a small delay on southbound 315 from King Avenue to 670. This report is sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Don't let data limits hold you back from being the gift master in the family group chat. Switch to Straight Talk Wireless and get real unlimited data on reliable 5G network. Straight Talk, available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Dormar, you're kind of hero.
Dormar can be there today, guaranteed. Visit them at dormarhvac.com.
This just in, hot off the bench press. Planet Fitness has added new strength equipment. Save $28 or more when you join today, and you can be one of the first to try it out. We're raising the bar with new benches, and our new hack squat will have you actually looking forward to leg day. Plus, we're still repping all of the best-in-class equipment we've always had, with most clubs open 24 hours, so you can work out your way on your time. So let's do this. Join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more. Just $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends January 10th. See Home Club for details.
It's been a great run. Care Heating and Cooling has achieved goals I could only imagine 30 years ago. But now it's time for the next generation to take over. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, as Care grew over the years, you had many opportunities to sell Care to one of the big conglomerates that are buying companies all over Central Ohio. So tell our customers why you decided to keep Care in the family.
After talking about Care's values for over 30 years, I couldn't bear the thought of Care becoming the kind of company I was warning our customers about. I know the two of you will continue to treat our customers as I would, with honesty and integrity.
We will, Dad. In 2024, Care was awarded a BBB Torch Award for Ethics and was named the Lennox Partner of the Year. You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
It's back January 10th through 19th at the Ohio Expo Center. The Ohio RV and Boat Show, brought to you in part by Park National Bank. 3 enormous buildings with dealers that have brought the best selection of RVs, boats, motorcycles, ATVs, golf cars, and more. Wide open aisles, tons to see, fun for all. The Ohio RV and Boat Show at the Ohio Expo Center, January 10th through 19th. From towables to drivers, jet skis to pontoons, and more. It's all here. Join the fun. One-stop competitive shopping. Get tickets online at OhioRVandBoatShow.com.
Bands are us when dreams sunk in. Bands are us. No more mess, no more fuss. Transform your bathroom by Bands are us. Immerse yourself in luxury. So fresh and so clean. Your personal oasis just as you dream. Bands bands are us. When dreams sunk in, bands are.
Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com.
Looking for the perfect car? Drive like a champion with Crown Automotive Group of Dublin. Featuring a vast selection of Mercedes-Benz, Ineos, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. We have the new or pre-owned vehicle you've been dreaming of. Experience exceptional car care and top-notch customer service at prices that can't be beat. With competitive deals and exclusive special offers, there's never been a better time to visit. Your road to adventure starts here. Crown Automotive Group of Dublin, where the journey begins. Find us on Perimeter Drive in Dublin or online at crowncarsdublin.com. Catch your dream car today.
Rise and shine, jabronis.
What a show this morning.
There's only one place where Buckeye legends lay the smackdown. Morning Juice with Bobby and Beamer.
Weekday mornings starting at 6.
Give me a juice box, yeah.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
People can't say enough amazing things about Vanscoy Hair Clinics. Men and women struggle with hair loss every day, and they completely change their lives. Vanscoy Hair Clinics is the only company in Ohio that has PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and the multi-unit hair grafting hair transplant procedure. Go to vanscoyhair.com for more info, or call 614-432-8042. Here's what some of their hair transplant clients have said.
Around 26, 27, I lost almost all of my hair on top. It changed my life in ways that I could not imagine.
My hair is going to continue growing for the rest of my life.
There is hope that you can do something about your hair loss.
Multi-unit hair grafting gives you 3 times more hair per procedure, saving you time and money. Hair transplants are more affordable than ever, and PRP is a fast, easy, and effective 45-minute treatment for thinning or damaged hair. Call Vanscoy for a free consultation, 614-432-8042, or visit vanscoyhair.com. That's 614-432-8042. Find out what procedure will restore your hair.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Listen to this show or go to hell. This is Man and Bone.
Please subscribe to the podcast of this stupid show. It's available wherever you get your audio. Just search. I forgot what I was going to say.
Just search.
Search Common Man and T-Bone. Click. Subscribe. Every single show comes right to your device free of charge. Podcast is brought to you by our friends, Care Heating and Cooling.
Mike, how you feeling? How's your back doing?
Oh, great.
Timmy Hall blew your back out the other day.
Oh, he blew it good.
Yeah. In that you guys were playing ping pong, and it just went after that. But you missed the other day. You were back yesterday. You feeling better today?
Still on medication.
Oh, okay, good.
If my pain on, what was it, Monday?
Yeah, Monday was when you were at that's when I saw you at your work.
That was like a 10.
Okay, yeah.
That was like I was screaming in the car all the way home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just yelling and screaming. There's an episode of Friends where Joey has a hernia.
Ah, yes.
All right. And he's filming some sort of scene, and he says to the director, "Is it okay if I scream all the way up until you say action?" That's how I felt on Monday. So if that was a 10, I'm at about a 6.5 right now.
Well, I mean, that's not ideal.
No,
but
it's
that
just
sounds like it's better.
I'm used to this type of agony.
Yeah.
That
that's
10,
right.
It just takes your breath away.
Yeah. I can't imagine. That sounds awful. Also, I don't understand this. You're going to have to explain this to me. I like Detroit-style pizza. I'm a fan of Jets and all the others that do that type of thing.
Little Caesars is Detroit-style pizza.
Yeah, right. Well, when you do, if they have the squares, right? Yeah. Corey sent us this. He said, I have an opposite of a Fat Boy Food tip. This is the pizza I saw at Meijer. $15 for a frozen pizza goes straight to jail.
What's the brand?
It's the Buddy's Pizza, which is, if you're not familiar, up in Detroit, it is one of the legendary, tourists go there to get Buddy's Pizza.
I don't know if it's accurate or not, but people say that's where it was invented at Buddy's.
Well, their label on the package says the original Detroit style.
Okay.
They say that they are the ones who invented that style. So, and it comes in like a metal tin to cook it the right way in your oven and all that stuff. I am with this guy, though. Like, if I'm paying $15 for a pizza, I'm just getting someone to deliver it to my house then, right?
Yes.
Like, I'm not cooking anything for $15. That's why you get like a Tombstone or a Red Baron or whatever. Tony's, they're $5, $4, depending on what the deals are. That's why you buy the cheap pizza, you keep it in your freezer. When you want a pizza, you heat it up, you eat it. It's not the best, but it gets the job done.
I have an impressive stat for you.
Okay.
I saw that Fox NFL Sunday was once again the most watched NFL pregame show.
Oh.
They're counting ESPN. They're counting
CBS has theirs, right?
NFL Network. They're counting all that stuff. And again, Fox NFL Sunday is the most watched with an average of 4.4 million viewers each week.
That's impressive. I didn't realize they were getting nearly 4.5 million viewers a week.
But here's the impressive part. They have led in the pregame show ratings race for 31 straight years.
My goodness.
31 straight years.
Wow. That's someone working in this business. We have been in this for a long time. It is tough to keep your numbers up. It is tough to keep everybody happy with you. To do that for like 5 years in a row would be impressive. 31 years? That's
31 years.
So that must be since it came on.
Yes.
Right? I mean, how long has it been on?
Ever since it transitioned from CBS to Fox, the NFC package, they've led in the pregame show ratings. So I turn it on, and I see Terry Bradshaw drooling all over himself, and Jimmy Johnson's 100 years old. Howie Long's getting up there, and I'm saying to myself, who the hell's watching this? The answer is everyone.
Was the original crew? I mean, I know Bradshaw was on the original crew. I know Jim Brown, or not James Brown, not Jim Brown. Yeah, but
James Brown was the original studio host. Now he's doing CBS.
I know, but I'm saying that was the original. I'm trying to figure out who else was originally there. Is everybody else other than JB still? Is it still the original guys? Was Jimmy there from?
Yeah, those were the original guys. It was Terry, Howie, Jimmy, and then James Brown.
Yeah, and
Jimmy was there from the jump, Teddy.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to piece together. I mean, hold on, 31 years. Math is bad for me. That'd be what, 97? Is that
96?
So, I mean, he left with the Cowboys and then right over to the studio. Is that? He had to have.
Not 96. 94.
Okay, then no, he was coaching the Cowboys then. There's no way was he on the original? There's no way.
No, because then he went to coach the Dolphins.
Yeah, he coached the Dolphins after that. Yeah.
Teddy, I call BS on you.
Something's not right.
I'm just reading it says that, and during the initial season, he often joined them from his home in Florida via satellite.
Oh. Okay. Well, I did.
What year? In 96, he left
to go coach the Dolphins.
Yes.
Okay.
And Ronnie Lott came in to succeed him, actually.
I didn't remember that. Was there. Okay. Yeah, it says it debuted September 4th, 1994. Originally hosted by James Brown, Terry Bradshaw, Howie Long, and Jimmy Johnson. You're right. Okay. Was
Fox the first network to ever put the score and time permanently on the screen? I know we think about that now oh my God, once upon a time there was black and white television.
You're right. They would fade it up as in case you're wondering, here's what the score is.
Yes, they would.
What?
The score bug wasn't always on the screen.
I feel like on some broadcasts they would keep the clock up in the corner, just like a camera shot.
Usually
on the clock.
Only under 2 minutes they would do that.
Oh, okay, that's right. Yes, I just remember seeing a little clock up in the corner, but it would be from a camera in the studio that they would, or on at the stadium. It wasn't like a score bug or anything. That may have been a Fox.
All right, let me
thing.
ask you, because I think this is also a Fox thing. By the way, they had the glowing puck too. Not all their innovations worked out, but. Score bug, good. What do you think is more influential? The score bug permanently being on the screen or the first down yellow line? Because that's also a Fox thing.
I mean, I feel like the score bug, because now every sport does it, right? Everyone keeps the bug. They keep the score up of NBA games, NHL games. Major League Baseball does it. Major League Baseball putting the strike zone on there. I mean, all that stuff, wouldn't that have to come from the first place to say, yeah, why don't we keep the score up at all times? So I feel like that's more influential. The first down marker, I have come to rely on it, but I feel like if we got rid of it within a year, everyone would just be back to where we were.
Would we?
Yeah,
I think we'd be lost
in a year.
Forever.
I think in a year,
we
everybody
wouldn't make
would
it a
get
year.
back.
We'd all eat each other. The world would end. We'd resort to cannibalism.
No,
where's the first down line?
There would be. You're right, though. There would be a generation of fans who would say, I'm really struggling to find out where this ball is supposed to be because I haven't watched football this way. But then again, I'm going to guess most of those fans have gone to real football games in person, be it high school, college, or otherwise, and they learned to deal, right?
I wonder if, young fans today, when they see clips from, the 80s, right?
Oh, yeah.
He's got huge pads and guys just lumbering around, and they see the television footage of this, grainy. I wonder if they look at it the same way that we looked at, like the old-timey baseball footage.
Oh, they do.
It's like, why are their legs moving faster than the rest of their bodies? Just look weird. All the camera shots were behind home plate.
Yeah.
You didn't have anything that was in the outfield to frame the pitches.
Absolutely. No, I'm 100% believing that they do, because what the 80s are to us now, that's like 40 years ago, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It is 40 years ago.
Well, like in the 90s when I was a kid, if you show me something from 40 years ago, that was back when I was banging.
Thank you.
But if you show me something from 40 years ago from my childhood, that was the 50s. So yes, that looked very different than what I'm used to seeing currently. So yeah, I bet it does look that way to them, because it looks nothing like the current product.
If you thought Jim Harbaugh couldn't possibly get any weirder, think again. Details next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You're looking at a 15-minute slowdown due to an accident if you're on East Livingston Avenue between Shady Lane Road and Woodcrest Road. And we've got slower traffic on westbound 670 from I-71 to 3rd Street. This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. The new $7 Lux Cravings Box from Taco Bell with 3 indulgent full-size classics, chips, nacho cheese sauce, and a drink for just $7. At participating stores for a limited time only. While supplies last, price and participation varies. Drinks exclude freezes, tax extra. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Need a little extra help after the holidays? Get a holiday loan from BMI Federal Credit Union. Learn more at bmifcu.org/holiday loan.
It's Toyota truck and all-wheel drive season, with more all-wheel drive choices than anyone else, including the best-selling RAV4. Now through February 3rd, get 4.99 APR financing on new gas-powered 24 or 25 RAV4s, or lease a gas-powered 25 RAV4 LE for $339 a month for 36 months with $32.99 due at signing, with approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details, or go to toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
You know that project you've been working on? Just chipping away at it, dreaming of the day you get to show it off? Then, when you're least expecting it, cancer. And finishing that project actually happens. I would know. I've been restoring this car for years, and today I'm giving it to my granddaughter. It's her 16th birthday and 2 years since my cancer diagnosis.
Mom, you finished it?
Happy birthday, boo-boo. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. For over 3 decades, Cordell & Cordell has been on the front lines of family law. Divorce is more than just a legal process. It's a life-changing event that can impact your future, finances, and your relationship with your children. You've worked hard to build a life that you're proud of, and you deserve a legal partner who will work just as hard to protect it.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Columbus area attorneys. 10 West Broad Street, Suite 1550, Columbus, Ohio, 43215. CordellCordell.com.
Replace your furnace with Logan AC and Heat Services. Get a free Trane furnace with the purchase of an air conditioner and 0% APR financing for 72 months. Get a free indoor air quality product when you schedule your installation by the end of the month. We offer a system for every home and every budget. And with same-day estimates and next-day installation, it's hard to stop a Trane. Schedule your free estimate now and get fast, friendly service from Logan Services.
Hi, I'm Laura De Leon, president of Key Bank in Central Ohio. At Key, we're all about helping our neighbors. As your bank, we understand that we have both the ability and the responsibility to help our neighbors thrive. Whether they're trying to buy a car to take them to their new job, or tackle debt that feels unmanageable, or simply trying to do more with what they have, Key Bank is there to meet them in that moment. Key Bank opens doors.
All credit products are subject to credit approval. Key Bank, member FDIC.
Hey, can we talk? It's a new year and I need to move on. We had a great run, but you're old now. So I'm trading you in at Great Lakes Kia.
And new Kias are under $5 a day.
That's less than lunch.
Lease new Kia K4, K5, and Sorrentos. All 3 under $5 a day. at Great Lakes Kia.
That's only $149 a month for 24 months.
Yes, new 25 Kia K5 LXS, K4 LXS, and Sorrento LX. Standard with third row seating. All three under $5 a day.
That Kia Sorrento is hot.
And we've got 0% financing.
But what if I'm not good enough for credit?
If you've got a job, you ride.
Under $5 a day.
Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia. GreatLakesKia.com. Want to take it for a test drive?
Oh, he needs to meet my parents first. To qualified buyers, visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
And I'm Timmy Hall. We have college basketball on tap tonight. Good way to get primed up for the Buckeyes in the Cotton Bowl tomorrow. If men's hoops can get the big win over number 15 Oregon, 6 o'clock tip. I'll warm things up at 5. Jake Diebler on a show this week spoke about their starting power forward, Sean Stewart, and what they've seen from him so far.
I think he's got to continue to look to protect the rim for us, but his activity, his effort has been really good. It's been consistent, and I think we're seeing the benefit and his growth coming from the experience he's getting.
He was a key transfer coming from Duke. The college football playoffs resume tonight. Notre Dame and Penn State in the Orange Bowl at 7:30. Again, like I said, Ohio State and Texas going at it tomorrow night at 7:30. All-day coverage here on The Fan. This one is sponsored by Dormar Heating and Air Conditioning. Need an emergency repair? Dormar can be there today, guaranteed. Visit them, DORMARheating.com.
No college education, and it shows. You're listening to Common Man and T-Bone.
Hey, this dumb show is brought to you by the Hinderer Motor Company. We're only here for one more hour today. Just a 2-hour show because we have an early Buckeye basketball game. Buckeyes and number 15 Oregon. Bucks actually favored in this game tonight. Yeah. Coverage starts at 5. Tip at 6. Catch all the action right here on The Fan.
I saw this apparently from Eric Engels, hockey reporter, said a little note on the Montreal Canadiens.
All right.
Star Patrick Laine.
Our guy.
Yeah. Says that Patrick Laine skated this morning on his own, but isn't back to 100% yet. He's been out since late last week with, quote, flu symptoms. Then he adds this note. I mean, because that's enough, right? He tweets that, and then he sends another tweet. For those wondering, the Habs say there's no other issue keeping Laine out at the moment. That seems like a little bit of extra sauce on that, doesn't it? To say, just so you know, he's been out with the flu for like a week. He's skating, but he's not ready to play yet.
Flu's rough, man.
The flu is rough.
It's rough. Maybe he lost like 32 pounds.
Oh, what happened? Do you have Peyton Hillis?
I was going to say, remember that week that Peyton Hillis? It's like legend. Continues to grow. He lost 200 pounds in 1 week.
Yeah.
Dr. Now was there. Peyton Hillis, who is your enabler? You'll lose 200 pounds.
Actually, Dr. Now would have been like, get strep throat every week.
I'm
That's
very
great.
proud of you.
He was trying to give his patients strep throat, I guess, try to help him lose some weight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your guy, Chris Spielman, right? He didn't have any fond memories of that. He wasn't a big fan, was he? Guy sitting out for strep throat?
No. The only person that he hated more than Peyton Hillis was, at times, me and Christian Okoye.
Oh, yeah.
He hated the Nigerian nightmare, former Chiefs running back Christian Okoye.
Why was that?
Because, look, here's the thing with Spiels. Spiels was always thought of as undersized.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
Undersized, less than 6 feet tall, had to battle for everything that he got. He made the most out of his limited physical gifts.
Sure, great athlete, but to your point, didn't have like the legendary size.
Right.
Sure.
And so when he saw a guy like Christian Okoye that was just a physical god, right? Had all the tools that you should want to have, but just didn't work as hard as he should work or didn't play as hard as he should play, according to Spiels. He took that personally. It's almost like in our business. There's been several people that we worked with that have been given the gift of these wonderful pipes.
Yep,
great,
that's right.
Great voices. And you're envious of that. And they take it for granted, and they don't do anything with it, and they're not as good as they should be.
No, and that's
the way he felt about Christian Okoye.
Can't blame him for that. By the way, our guy Anthony Rothman breaking some news yesterday on the show.
Yeah.
Well, he had the news that Chris Spielman was interviewing for the GM position with the New York Jets.
I wonder where he got that news.
He said sources.
Yeah, the source is Spiels.
Did we hear that right, Teddy? Is it Rick Spielman,
yes,
Chris's brother, is leading the search committee?
Yes.
For that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, hey, that's not wrong. He's like, my brother would be a good option here. I'm going to give him an interview.
But how do you interview with your brother?
Well, I think
how do you convince?
He has to leave the room, right?
I don't know.
They have the pain games is what they do. Wasn't that what it was?
Yes, it was. Mental toughness tests.
What would the Spielman brothers do to each other? I'm not familiar with this.
They would take, was it golf balls, Teddy?
I thought they'd take like tape, or they'd ball up some tape or something like that.
All right, well, if they didn't have any golf balls available, they would manufacture their own object.
Okay.
And then it was mental toughness test. You stood there, one of you stood there, legs spread.
Oh, boy.
The other one would take the apparatus, golf ball, something that you fashioned, throw it as hard as they could at your nuts.
Why?
Because.
No.
You had to let it hit you. If you moved or you flinched or you decided you didn't want to do it, then you failed the test.
Yeah, but like if you throw a golf ball at someone's testicles, like I don't care how tough you are, if it explodes, then what did you prove other than
you proved that you were tough enough to have your genitals explode? And that's what I think the interview should be at the Jets.
Yes.
Spiels and, Spiels. They're both Spiels.
I know. Rick and Chris.
And Chris should get together as adults and recreate this.
And throw balls of tape and or golf balls at each other's genitals.
Right, but tell no one they're going to do this like Woody Johnson's in the room.
But I like it if then, after that ends, I don't know, whoever, Rick Spielman or Chris Spielman gets hit in the junk and they're like, all right, good job, buddy. Yeah, we'll let you know if we pick you. And then, I don't know, who else is interviewing for this? Is Rex Ryan's interviewing for, right?
Yeah.
Well, then it's just interviewing for the coach.
Oh, that's right. Interviewing. Well, still, you know what? Same process. They'll also do that for him, and then they throw golf balls at Rex Ryan. He's like, "What is this about?" And it's like, "Sorry, we're just rolling this over from the other guy."
He's got a different type of mental toughness test.
What's that?
What they do when Rex Ryan comes in and his gigantic cap teeth that scare the hell out of me.
Yeah.
They have a foot model that comes in. Because it was long rumored that he was sexually charged.
It's not
with bare feet.
Okay.
Bare feet.
It was long rumored that he had a foot fetish. And then, he confirmed that on the air on ESPN, has he not? Where he's like, well, you guys know me. I like my feet. He just said it. He's brought this up and said it on the air.
Anyway, you get a foot model come in. She or he, I don't judge, slathers their foot in Hershey's syrup.
Okay.
And just puts it on the desk right next to him.
Yeah.
He can't touch it. He can't lunge at it. He can't lick it. He's got to go through the entire interview ignoring the most beautiful foot he's ever seen covered in chocolate sauce. That's his mental toughness test.
But again, what do all these tests prove? That you're
that
mentally
you're tough.
Yes. So then if you're calling a game in the fourth quarter and someone's like, hey, check out my foot, he'll be like, not now.
Nothing's going to distract you.
What?
Right? People are raining booze upon you. We've seen it before. We've seen, what was it, Robert Saleh? He's egging the crowd on because you couldn't take it anymore.
But is that going to be a situation where you're going to get what I'm saying is, yes, have 100 people come in and boo him during the interview and see how he holds up. Great. Read him insults from the internet. See if he gets all
That's
fired
not
up
fun.
or not.
I want a chocolate foot.
Well, what I'm saying is if someone came in here and said, all right, Common Man and T-Bone, try to do your show. Sydney Sweeney's going to be over there standing in lingerie while you do your show. We would both be distracted, but that's never something we're going to see during the show.
No, but you couldn't even do a segment when Will Howard walked in.
What?
Will Howard?
What's his name?
Tim.
Not Will Howard.
Tim
Howard.
Oh, God. I was like,
Tim Howard, the legendary goalkeeper.
Yeah, well, that's different.
Why is it different? He walked in, you couldn't even focus.
We were on location at Homage down in the Short North, a place we've never been. So one, ADHD boy, I'm already distracted. Then a guy who's not supposed to be there, Tim Howard, legendary goalkeeper, just wanders in.
Of course. This is your mental toughness test, and you failed.
How many times has that happened since?
It doesn't matter.
0.
It may happen. What if Gabby Thomas walks in right now? I got to be focused.
I'll be fine. You will
You're
be
not.
You're
not going to be fine.
Not everyone is attracted to what you're attracted to. That's your
are you
thing.
Kidding?
She's fine. She's all right. She's great. Like if she asked, I'd say like, I don't know. If I'm not busy, I guess I'll have you if you ask. Let's just see if I can squeeze you into my busy dance card. But you, on the other hand, you would sell your family.
God. All right. Anyway, Jim Harbaugh.
Oh, yeah, right. Sorry.
Justin Herbert was asked, when's the first time that you knew that your head coach, Jim Harbaugh, was a little bit different? And it was the time that Jim Harbaugh said he could remember
every conversation you've ever had with
the
him?
exact day he was born. Not like he can remember his birthday. We can all remember that.
Mm-hmm.
He actually claims he can physically remember being born. Here's a quote from Justin Herbert. He kind of told us the whole story, how he remembered looking out the window, and I think it was a cold, snowy day. I really hope he does remember that. That'd be pretty cool. Yes, because...
What?
All
so
right.
Wait, he's saying he remembers the day he was born, but the only part of it he remembers is the car ride home in the back seat of the...
No, he's looking out the window of the hospital room.
Oh, the hospital room.
It was a
Okay,
cold and snowy day.
I see.
He doesn't... Well, he's not... Come on, man. He's not superhuman. He doesn't remember coming out of the canal.
Like, I mean, if you can remember that far back, why not go all the way?
Right, Teddy?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
man.
right. That's right.
I come out of the canal every day.
I remember that, yes.
Dude, canal.
A lot of snow.
Yeah.
Ice. Yeah.
So he remembers being born. Him, Kim Jong-il remembered.
I believe so.
Being born.
Well, you know who else would have remembered?
Who's that?
Jesus.
You think so?
He's omnipotent. Omniscient and omnipotent, right?
Anyway,
he would know everything.
Harbaugh remembers the day he was born. This has nothing to do with that. I just want to play it.
What does homecoming mean?
What does homecoming mean?
It's one of the great words in the English language. A homecoming. People coming back, whether it's a reunion or a get-together of a family. I mean, that's one of the top words in the English language.
I love the idea that somewhere Harbaugh has spent an afternoon ranking the English language, and he's like,
"Say homecoming is pretty good,
moist, dead last, doesn't like it."
Fat boy food tap. Coming up next, we will not discuss moistness,
unless we're talking about Duncan Hines and some cakes.
No.
Oh, I like a good moist cake, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
You know that.
Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You're going to hit a couple-minute delay on eastbound 70 on the east side from Livingston Avenue to 33. And we also have a small delay on northbound 71 on the north side between 670 and 11th Avenue. This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Mix and match 10 or more participating items for $1 each with your card. Choose from Kroger brand pasta, Starkist tuna pouches, Powerade, and more. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
For 100 years, our passion at Atlas Butler has been helping people. From those who have relied on us for years to those who call us for the first time. For our team, their families, and our community, Atlas Butler is here to keep Central Ohio safe and comfortable with trusted, convenient service. Call today, get it fixed today. That's our pledge to you.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Hey friends, Beamer here. I want to tell you about my new obsession. It's the Daisy French onion dip. One of my guilty pleasures, I'm sure you have it too, during the football season, is eating dips. Sometimes with chips, wings, veggies, whatever you want to dip in there. And now Daisy, they've come out with a Daisy French onion dip and a Daisy Ranch dip. And these are a total game changer. They're just as good as homemade dips, if not even better. They've got real herbs and spices and ingredients you'd even find in your own kitchen. I invite you to try the Daisy French onion dip. I'm a big French onion guy. That's my favorite. You can look for Daisy French onion dip at a grocery store near you.
Sarah, Happy New Year. You look amazing. How are things with you and Mark?
Lisa, I can't thank you enough for telling me about Columbus Men's Clinic. We've totally rediscovered each other. He's working out, and we're doing more as a family than laying around watching TV.
I told you, they're incredible. My husband and I had the same experience. It's like having that spark all over again, isn't it?
Exactly. It's more than the physical. It's the connection, the energy. It's the best gift we could have given ourselves.
This new year, make the resolution that changes it all. Columbus Men's Clinic brings you proven options for ED, low testosterone, and enhancement. Reignite your drive, rebuild your confidence, and show up in the moments that matter most.
Here's to more love and more joy in the year ahead.
Cheers to that.
Book your appointment today at columbusmensclinic.com or dial 614-300-7400. That's columbusmensclinic.com or dial 614-300-7400. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
If your garage door's been up since Doc and Marty McFly hit the big screen, we've got you. We are Deluxe Door Systems. For 30 years, we've been transforming the look of people's homes with beautiful Clopay doors for less than you think. DeluxeDoorSystems.com.
We're dealing at Reichert Ford. Hundreds of Fords in stock and priced to sell fast. With our lowest prices and 72-hour exchange policy, you can't buy the wrong car. Thousands of vehicles are waiting at ReichertFord.com.
Right car at Reichert.
We're dealing.
Here at The Fan, we give you 14 hours of live and local programming every day. We care about you. We live and work in your community, except Bo Bishop. He won't tell us where the hell he is. Your live and local station, except Bo. The Fan.
Have you ever thought about having a podiatric physician examine your feet? Doctors of Podiatric Medicine set broken bones, perform wound care, and remove bunions. Common health issues that they treat include ingrown or fungal nails, corns, warts, and skin problems like athlete's foot. Foot exams are easy and can prevent many foot problems. If you can't walk, work, or enjoy sports activities without pain, what are you waiting for? To find a podiatric physician who is a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association, visit associationsadvanceohio.com.
I don't know what I want to do. I'm just not sure that college is right for me.
Have you considered a career in dental assisting? I love my job as a dental assistant. I have flexible work hours, the money is good, and I get to work in a professional, people-oriented dental office. What I really love about my job is knowing that I give people a healthy smile.
For more information about becoming a dental assistant, contact your high school guidance counselor. Or if you are no longer in school, talk to a dentist in your community or visit ODA.org. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
Eggland's Best, the only eggs with more fresh and delicious taste, plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Partly cloudy, light winds, but still cold on this Thursday. Temperatures in the mid-20s, down to the single digits overnight with light wind and partly cloudy skies. Increasing clouds, snow arriving later in the day on Friday with 1 to 3 inches of snow by Friday night. High temperatures in the afternoon in the mid-20s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
Your undisputed leader in talking about nothing. This is Man and Bone.
All right, we're going to get to Fat Boy Food Tip, I promise. But,
right,
we were talking about crazy Jim Harbaugh, and Harbaugh says he can remember the day he was born. Not his birthday. We all know that. I'm talking about he physically remembers being a one-day-old infant.
Which is so stupid.
That's what he remembers.
Why does anybody just laugh in his face and go, no, you don't, stupid. That's dumb.
Well, that guy has a national championship. Les Miles and Jim Harbaugh have hardware that Ryan Day doesn't have. We need to put a stop to that right now.
Yeah, right. We got 2 more games. Let's go.
One more. This is Jim Harbaugh on bird watching.
Yeah, I mean, just watching it with my own eyes, my own opinion. And I don't know to compare it to or what analogy you could make, but I would compare it to you see some of the bird watchers that can tell you what kind of bird it is and species, et cetera, by the way it moves, and I think they call it the gist of a bird. Just in my own eye, the gist of an NFL quarterback or not. I'm seeing now after this game, I'm seeing Jake that way.
Okay. Let me tell you something. I've never, for myself, personally use the word triggered. Okay?
Right.
There is something about him, though, when he speaks, I feel sexually violated. His cadence, the way that he pauses.
Okay.
Like, I do. I feel triggered in some way. I don't know why. I don't know if I had a creepy uncle that used to whisper things to me when I was a kid in the same cadence, but he triggers me. I feel like I have to take a shower right now.
Yeah, I agree with you that there is something off-putting about the way he speaks in general. I just Googled what he said, though, because you know I love birds. I go out and I would consider myself someone who is a bit of an amateur birder.
Okay.
I've never heard, and I've talked to people who go out with the binoculars and they go and they have the books and they know all the stuff about birds. And I've asked them, like, various things. I've never heard one of them use the term gist of a bird.
Did he use it improperly?
Well, I Googled it while we were listening to that clip to see what the hell he's talking about. Teddy, I'd like you to Google the phrase gist of a bird, if you don't mind, and tell me what pops up if you see a Wikipedia entry in there. He's not using the correct word. Teddy, what does it say when you Google gist of a bird?
It's it's a giss or
what's it say there on Wikipedia, Ted?
What's the official term?
It says,
what's it say? Say it.
Jizz. It says jizz or jizz.
Jizz
or jizz.
Okay.
How are we spelling jizz?
J-I-Z-Z.
That's jizz, all right.
All right. So it's not just my computer, which is good.
That's the name of my autobiography. That's jizz, all right.
Yeah. It says jizz or giss is the overall impression or appearance of a bird. So he was close with gist. But I want to give you the phrase that it tells me here on Wikipedia. This is how you use the word jizz in a sentence.
I know how to use it.
No. Here's what it said. It definitely had the jizz of a thrush, but I couldn't see what kind. Oh, the queen is here.
I heard thrashing and jizzing.
Are you a big?
I had to come. Are you intended?
Are you a big birder?
Oh, I'm a huge birder.
What's do you ever go after
Me
like
and
a
Duke would jizz all night with the birding?
Right, I see. Have you ever been able to tell a bird just by the way it looks?
Oh, absolutely.
Which is how all birds, I think, are identified.
I'm a big identifier of jizz.
I see. Did you have a book full of birding?
Full of jizz, yes. Yes, I did.
So, well, the appearance of the bird is known as the jizz of the bird.
Absolutely. Also,
yes.
My favorite soccer player is Jizz Hornkamp.
I'm very. You know what? He's for the birds, as they say.
My
he hasn't had a good year.
Style of music in a science fiction movie is called jizz music.
And Star Wars. That's what
right.
George Lucas wanted to call the music they play in the cantina scene.
George Lucas, I had a night with him once.
Oh, did you?
Absolutely.
How did that go?
He tickled my nethers with his beard. He put on the Indiana Jones cap and whip.
That's not a guy I think of as Mr. Personality. I mean, I know
let me tell you something. What he lacks in personality, he makes up for in playing the trombone, as we say.
I was going to say the appearance of a bird, but no. All right, I'll leave that alone.
He was an amateur jizz man.
Okay, gotcha.
Bye-bye. Who wants to talk about food now?
No one.
I do.
No one.
Actually, I got some bad news for Teddy.
What's the bad news?
Well, it's in the tip.
Oh. Just the tip. Well, that's what they say.
Common Man and T-Bone have very little value unless they're telling you about all the crap they can shove in your mouth so you can die quicker. It's time for Fat Boy Food Tip. Wait, how do you want me to say it? Tip. This is dumb. I quit.
Teddy is a big fan of the Crema Nut Company.
Oh, love the Crema.
Which is down here in Grandview. You go there all the time because your mom likes it, right?
Yes.
Well, they have a crema kitchen where they would make you milkshakes or peanut butter sandwiches using, of course, their nut butters. However, they are shutting down the crema kitchen. Don't worry. They're still going to be there to sell all your favorites, but they're just not going to make you a sandwich or make you a milkshake anymore.
Make your own sandwich.
That make your own damn sandwich is now the tagline of Crema Nut Company.
Well, you get your peanut butter, you take it home, and then you do what you want with it.
That's exactly right.
No one judges if you want to put it on a sandwich.
About Pete Rose's wife once in a hotel room that would use her peanut butter in a certain way.
Well, you know what?
To each their own.
Again, who's here to judge? Not me.
I'm not. No.
You want to go birding after the show, Mike?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, We'll
Larry
do that.
birding.
That's right. Let me tell you about something that has got me very excited. I mean,
How excited?
Very excited, Mike.
How excited?
You know, are you aware that the Wendy's people have put a Frosty together that we've had the salted caramel. That was good. The strawberry, the orange has been good. You know how, though, we see the videos or the pictures of overseas Wendy's? In other countries, they get Frosties that include swirls of chocolate sauce, crumbles of different items in
Mixins.
the Frosty.
They're almost like a Frosty Blizzard.
Yes. Well, if you believe the Instagram account, and this guy has not been wrong a lot, the Snackalator.
Oh, he's never
on
wrong.
Instagram.
He's my guy.
Well, if he's right, then it's no sweatpants for you and me for a while. Wendy's is preparing to roll out in February the new Thin Mints Frosty, the Girl Scout cookie version of the Frosty. It says Girl Scout cookie inspired. What I am seeing here...
Are they doing chunks? I
am seeing chocolate Frosty. I am seeing drizzles of chocolate in the cup and on the Frosty. And then I am seeing, yes, it looks like, from what I can see here, there are little... I'm guessing these are chunks of cookie. So stay tuned.
I have two nieces that are in Girl Scouts. So each of them hit me up for cookies. Because it's cookie season.
It's cookie season.
It's cookie season. You order your cookies.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was the Christian yelled at me because I bought too much.
There's no such thing.
Well, first of all, I said, we got a freezer. We'll put them in. They're not going anywhere. We can freeze them. We can take them out when we want to take them out. But I said, why do you hate children? I'm here to support our nieces.
That's right.
I'm not going to be that uncle. It's like, I'll take one box. What kind of uncle does that?
No, that's crazy.
No, I bought 15 boxes from each of them.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot. That's a lot of cookies. That's a lot of cookies. All right. Cookies. That's very generous of you, though. You know what? And by the way, you're right. You can freeze all those like Thin Mints. They're great cold. You can, you know what? Put them in a blender and throw that in some kind of like an ice cream concoction. That'd be a hell of a night right there.
Oh, you can only have one Girl Scout cookie for the rest of your life.
Oh, it's no question.
Tag along?
Tag along.
Yeah, me too.
Although, all right, let's say tag along is eliminated.
Samoa Joe's pretty close, though.
I see. That's where you know me, I don't like coconut on basically anything. But whatever,
like those.
However they do those, whatever they're doing with them with the caramel and the chocolate together, I could eat a whole, and I have eaten a whole box of those.
I did see that if you're a fan of the s'mores variety, which I don't know if I've tried.
Oh, I've had them, and I was devastated by this news.
They're discontinuing them after this cycle.
Well, one of the few things they have that is actually a sandwich cookie, which I like a sandwich cookie. I'm not opposed, but that is a Girl Scout cookie. It's two like graham crackery flavored cookies with a layer of, cream in it that also has chocolate in there, to mimic kind of like what a s'mores would taste like. They're good. I think they're great dunked in milk, but yeah, they're going away after this cycle, I believe.
I think the Girl Scouts need to hire me as a marketing person or product development because quite frankly, they've been sitting on their ass too long. We have all these different varieties of cookies. Like, what's your favorite cookie? Oreo cookie?
Yeah.
How many different varieties they have? 19 million?
That's right.
Different flavors, different levels of filling, all of that. Why don't we have, because people love the tag-along. They love that cookie, chocolate, peanut butter combo. They love it.
Yeah.
What if you had a mega tag-along that had like 3 times the amount of peanut butter stuck in there?
Yeah, that's good.
Just take all my money. Take it all.
I know. Now, we tried. Remember they have the dupes that like the duplicate versions. Dollar General sells them. Aldi sells a version. They're not the same, but you know what? When you can't get the Girl Scout cookies, get them when the Girl Scouts are selling them. They do good work. That's a good organization to support. But once that time is done and you've eaten all those, go get the duplicates. Those are pretty good cookies.
All right. A special 4:30 edition of Degenerate T-Bone coming up in 2 minutes. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You're going to hit a 10-minute slowdown due to an accident that's on East Livingston Avenue between Shady Lane Road and Woodcrest Road. And there's a couple-minute delay on eastbound 33 between 270 Southeast and Hamilton Road. This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Your local Staples has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. And right now at Staples, save up to $175 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details. Ends 2/1. Plus, save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
People can't say enough amazing things about Vanscoy Hair Clinics. Men and women struggle with hair loss every day, and they completely change their lives. Vanscoy Hair Clinics is the only company in Ohio that has PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and a multi-unit hair grafting hair transplant procedure. Go to vanscoyhair.com for more info, or call 614-432-8042. Here's what some of their hair transplant clients have said.
Around 26, 27, I lost almost all of my hair on top. It changed my life in ways that I could not imagine.
My hair is going to continue growing for the rest of my life.
There is hope that you can do something about your hair loss.
Multi-unit hair grafting gives you 3 times more hair per procedure, saving you time and money. Hair transplants are more affordable than ever, and PRP is a fast, easy, and effective 45-minute treatment for thinning or damaged hair. Call Vanscoy for a free consultation, 614-432-8042, or visit vanscoyhair.com. That's 614-432-8042. Find out what procedure will restore your hair.
Atlas Butler is built to keep you comfortable, and our plumbing services are no exception. You can rely on Atlas Butler for trusted, convenient plumbing and drain service. Our expert plumbers and drain specialists can take care of anything, from a broken water heater to a clogged drain. Call today, get it fixed today. That's our pledge to you.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Back when I was banging, this show slapped. Whatever the hell that means. You're listening to Common Man and T-Bone.
We have a short show today, just half an hour more, because we have early Buckeye basketball. So dry your eyes. We're going to pack as much as we possibly can into the final 29 minutes of this show, including playing something that's pre-recorded off of television. Listen.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
Looky here. Our very own Dom Tiberi took time out of his very busy week. I mean, this guy was at insurrection parties this week, all of it.
Yeah.
But
deal.
he has a one-on-one with Ryan Day. It's going to air tonight on TV. But we have a preview.
Oh.
We're going to play it for you live coming up after Degenerate T-Bone. Degenerate
Is that
T-Bone.
right?
Common Man and T-Bones. Degenerate T-Bone.
Degenerate T-Bone.
T-Bone's picks for the weekend.
Sponsored by Ohio Health. Choose between virtual or in-person appointments at 200-plus care sites, providing the finest care anywhere. OhioHealth.com/finest care.
All right, man, I'll keep it short and sweet because we don't want to step on Dom Tiberi's interview with Ryan Day. But here's what we've got tonight.
It's pre-recorded.
Well, no, but I don't want to step on it. I don't want to step on it.
JD.
Yeah.
I got to know who's going to win this weekend.
You want to do 27 minutes on 10 TV Plus? Yes, I do, Dom. You know I do. Penn State and Notre Dame tonight. Obviously, the winner of that goes to the national championship game. Now, I have seen Notre Dame prior to some news that came out today. Notre Dame, it was announced, there was news reported that some of the locker room has been dealing with the flu. There have been issues. It's been going through. A lot of the news reports saying it's backups, special teams guys.
My plan is working. I hired Patrick Line to go give them all mouth kisses.
There you go. Well, it's working. Here's the thing. I'm not that worried about it. I still think Notre Dame is the better team. I think James Franklin will crap himself in this game like he usually does. I would lay the points if Notre Dame is favored by less than 3. Some of the sports books, depending where you look, have taken it off the board because of that news. I'm still confident that if it's less than 3, I say lay the points. Notre Dame covers. I think they win this by a touchdown, so I feel pretty good. I think both offenses are going to struggle a little bit, but Notre Dame's offense will find its footing by the fourth quarter, and I just don't think Penn State will be able to do that. I think both defenses are good. Notre Dame will get it done, though. Tonight in basketball, if you're so inclined to watch something that is not Buckeye hoops, and if you're not watching Penn State Notre Dame, you could check out Purdue on the road at Rutgers. Now, Rutgers was a good basketball team, we thought, coming into this season. There were sky-high expectations there. They have 5-star freshman Dylan Harper, Ron Harper's son. and Ace Bailey. Ace Bailey's been really good, but Harper and Bailey, the only two Rutgers players that are like anywhere close to double digits. They have no one around these two guys. Meanwhile, Purdue is Purdue. They are not the greatest version of Purdue you've ever seen, but they're still very good. They are 1-point favorites, are Purdue, on the road at Rutgers. I say lay the 1 point. Purdue wins this game. Also, Dylan Harper out for this game, or not out. He has the flu, and he has not been good of the last couple weeks. He only played 15 minutes on Monday night, had no points in that game. So, yeah, I think those are a couple of picks that I like. Finally, I'll give you one for the NFL. Chargers at Houston. It's tempting to look at the Texans and say C.J. Stroud's going to turn it around for them, but they have been so bad the last few weeks. I don't think he is either, and I think the Chargers go in there, and they are favored by 3 on the road. Sometimes you can find this at 2.5. I like the Chargers lay the points. I think the Chargers win again by like a touchdown or more.
10 TV's Dom Taberry had a one-on-one with Ryan Day today. We're going to play that in a second. I do want to say tonight, Notre Dame and Penn State. The biggest Notre Dame fan that I know, now that my Uncle Nicky has passed away, is the boatman who's standing right over there. Okay. Yeah. If Notre Dame wins tonight, you're going to experience something. All of you will, even if you don't care about the outcome. You're going to look outside. You're going to say, I didn't know there was a lunar eclipse tonight. If Notre Dame wins, the moon will be blocked out by the boatman's huge erection.
I thought you were going to say Bodie would just be naked running around Greater Columbus area just in celebration of his team.
He's just going to block out the moon.
Yeah.
It may last till tomorrow. We may have a solar eclipse.
That's fine. That's all right. You know what?
If the Buckeyes win tomorrow night, I'll help block out the sun and the moon myself.
Oh, a little sword play. Great. Sounds good.
All right, Ryan Day. He's got a huge pants tent talking about this game tomorrow with Dom Taberry. Let's take a listen.
Coach Ryan Day is with us, and Coach, we are on the eve of the big game, and there's no question. Any way you look at this is a huge ball game. How ready is your club, you feel?
Well, you know, right now we're just getting out of meetings. We're going to go to a walkthrough here over at the stadium. You know, I feel like every week is a whole new week, and so you have to start fresh. And so nothing that's happened in the past has any effect on what's going to happen in this game. And so our focus has been on our preparation. And so I feel like we've had good preparation, but you know, you don't just walk into a game like this and think you're going to go play. You got to get your body, your mind, and your spirit and soul ready to go play. So we're continuing on the preparation focus on Texas.
You know, we've talked in the past that we're witnessing kind of like professional football at the college level now. And these playoffs are like the playoffs you dealt with when you were in the NFL. Has there been carryover for you in that department? And, you know, this is all fun, but it's kind of uncharted waters.
It is, but we feel like this playoff has allowed us an opportunity for our team to grow and build and learn. But, you know, you look at this team and the work that they're putting in, you know, you have to be consistent over time. And, you know, we're all in this thing together, and we have strength in numbers. And when I think about where this team is at, where the coaches are at, but I also think about the fans. You know, I think about the fans who, you know, took out a loan to get on a plane, to work through the weather, to buy a ticket to get to this game. You know, I think about all the fans back home who are watching TV. I mean, we need everybody. We need everybody's energy. We need all of Buckeye Nation to, you know, send good vibes to this team, because our team feels that. And so, you know, wherever you are, you know, whether you're at the stadium or you're back home, like we need that energy in this game, and our team is gonna feed off of that. And you know, I feel like we've had good preparation, so we'll continue to work all the way to game time.
You know, Buckeye Nation loves this team, and boy, they've been so fun to watch the last few weeks. With that said, your players, they all said the same thing. We want to keep this thing together. We want to keep this team together. There's only one way to do it, win, but there's a brotherhood here.
Yeah, there is, and they want to continue to play, and the only way to do that is to win. And I think the other part of it, too, is there's a great story on this team. There's great individual stories, but there's also collectively a great story. But the only way it's told is if you win, and they know that. So everything we're doing is to focus on the moment right now. Again, nothing about what's coming, you know, in 12 hours from now or what's going on, you know, a couple weeks ago. It's all about right now, doing a great job with our walkthrough, you know, whatever treatment we have to get to focus to make sure we're ready to go at kickoff.
Last thing, we're live back to Columbus as we go out. Buckeye Nation's watching you. What's your message to them?
Well, just to bring energy. Bring energy. You know, again, there's strength in numbers, and we need everybody. Again, whether it's somebody back home watching it through the TV or when they're at the stadium or wherever it might be through social media, the guys feed off of Buckeye Nation, and we need everybody. And so together we'll be strong.
That sound in the background.
Oh, that whistle got me.
No. That was Ryan Day's secret weapon for tomorrow night.
What is it?
He has teamed up with the scientists over at Ohio State to develop a man-eating cicada.
Oh.
Who will be out there tomorrow night to eat the opposition.
Why would the man eating a cicada scare anybody? I don't understand.
No, it's a cicada that can eat a man.
I see.
Can it eat bevo?
Yeah, right.
Yes.
That's right.
It can.
You know what? Steaks on the grill tomorrow, baby. Let's go. Buckeyes get it done.
Thank you, Dom. Thank you for that interview.
Thank you, Dom.
Welcome. You're welcome, Mikey. Hey.
You want a torch?
I had an ostrich egg last night. You want some of it?
He
no,
does.
thanks, Dom. I don't eat leftover eggs.
He brings in food. He brings in stuff he eats. It's very nice.
Too much.
Yeah. Well, don't buy ostrich eggs next time.
He's like my parents. It's two of them. Two old people in their 70s, retired, living by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They got 24 million eggs in the refrigerator.
Well, they must like eggs.
Well, they do, but they also throw most of them away.
Oh, no.
We bought them at Costco. It's too good to pass up.
I will tell anyone in the greater Columbus area, if you have eggs or milk that is going unused in your house, just bring them to the Bone house, because my 3 kids will go through that in no time. They love milk. They love eggs. That's a big thing in our house. We're eating them all. Never. We're running out. We're not we forget to get enough. We get 3 cartons of eggs and they're gone in 2 days.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Bone.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Ted.
Thanks, man.
Hey, Ted.
Yeah.
This ain't one of them.
It's only 2 hours. Can't be. It's only 2 hours. It's not
what
even
if
a full
it
show.
is one of them? Then we have to change all the shows to 2 hours.
I thought when we talked about birding, it would take us over the top, but I guess not.
Maybe it is one of them then.
Yeah.
Well, tomorrow,
2 hours.
We're going to be on from noon to 2.
Oh,
Special time tomorrow.
We're going to talk about the gist of a bird tomorrow. Google it.
It's the jizz of the
I'm
bird.
just saying what Jim Harbaugh said. You're saying the accurate term for what that is.
You like to go birding. You like to go bird watching and checking out the jizz.
Well, that's not. You're not checking out. The jizz is what you're noticing, I guess, but it's the practice of noticing is jizzing, essentially.
Right.
That's you're noticing. So sometimes you're just all over the park and you're looking at the birds and you're jizzing their movements. That's what you're doing. You're jizzing all over the place.
Yeah. It's better to do that in the wintertime. In the summertime, you got a lot of hot, sticky jizzing.
This is, again, jizz on Wikipedia. Jizz is the overall impression or appearance of a bird garnered from such features as shape, posture, flying style, or other movements. That's what Jim Harbaugh was telling us about, except he got the word wrong.
You know, tomorrow on 10 TV, they're going to put a lot of our pregame show coverage on. I wonder if they'll start at noon with us.
You know what?
Knock off the noon news, and we can just do a whole segment on bird jizzing.
I'm going to guess they won't. Okay.
Back page coming up. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
We've got a 5-minute delay due to a disabled vehicle that's blocking the right lane on eastbound 104 at 33. You're going to find it stop and go from Alum Creek Drive. And watch for an accident that's on the right shoulder of eastbound 670 at Neal Avenue that's causing some holdup. This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Need to hire? You need Indeed. Their all-in-one platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all from one place. And Indeed's interview tool lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from their website. Visit Indeed.com/credit. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Dormar, your kind of hero.
Dormar can be there today, guaranteed. Visit them at dormarhvac.com.
The New Year's celebration is come and gone, but my friends at Germain Honda of Dublin are still offering those great deals. Rich is sticking with rates starting as low as 0% and leases starting from only $249 a month. Test drive the Prologue, the new all-electric SUV from Honda. And how about the very popular CR-V LX all-wheel drive? A 25 lease is only $349 a month for 36 months with $19.99 down. See the dealer for all these amazing details. Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270.
The Meijer 7 for $7 sale is back for a limited time. Pay $1 each when you mix or match any 7 or more on participating items, like bags of avocado minis, 1.25 liters of Coca-Cola products, plus deposit where applicable, Dannon or Chobani Greek yogurt, Kraft mac and cheese, and Meijer brand frozen vegetables. Save a good deal more with the Meijer 7 for $7 sale. That's the good life. Exclusions apply. See the Meijer app for details.
If your garage door is as rickety as your great Aunt Susan playing pickleball, we've got you. We are Deluxe Door Systems. For 30 years, we've fixed crappy garage doors, straightforward, honest, and for less than you think. DeluxeDoorSystems.com.
Calling all sneakerheads, Ohio State women's basketball is bringing Sneakerhead Night to the Schottenstein Center on January 12th at 1 p.m. as they take on the Oregon Ducks for one of the best matchups of the year. Don't miss out on sneaker-themed giveaways and events. Get your tickets at ohiostatebuckeyes.com.
You might not consider yourself a tech expert, but that doesn't mean you can't protect yourself from online scammers with a little help from McAfee Total Protection. Whether it's a fake missed delivery text or an urgent bank alert, these scams can look incredibly convincing. That's where McAfee Total Protection steps in. So go ahead, manage your finances and shop online. McAfee will help keep your device's privacy and identity safer. Visit McAfee.com/online protection today to get award-winning online protection for just $39.99 your first year. That's McAfee.com/online protection. Cancel anytime. Terms apply.
Hey, it's Anthony. I know what you didn't receive as a gift, a new pair of feet. But I know how you can feel like you did. Get to the Good Feet store. That's because they're going to help you eliminate your foot pain. And not by just throwing some insoles into your shoes and sending you on your way. They'll make it very personal. They asked me about my daily activities, the type of pain that brought me in, and they properly measured my feet and arch size. You're not done. It's test walk time. Once you're fitted at the Good Feet store, they're going to put those arch supports right into your own shoes. You can immediately feel the difference they make with every step. And then it's the best time. Start enjoying the comfort immediately. You'll walk out wearing your new arch supports hassle-free and begin living the life you love without pain. The Good Feet store has helped many people relieve their pain, me included. No waiting required. Good Feet arch supports are immediately available. Good Feet products are proudly made in the USA. The Good Feet store. They're on Polaris Parkway and on Stringtown Road in Grove City or goodfeet.com.
The Buckeye Show.
After you missed the opportunity to catch them in Indianapolis to win a Big Ten championship, who was to say that you were going to get that opportunity? Second game in this tournament.
The Buckeye Show.
Presented by Coors Light and sponsored by CareSource.
Weeknights at 6 on The Fan.
I'm Rick Reichard, and here at Reichard Ford, we're dealing. Reichard Ford has been the largest volume Ford dealer in Ohio for almost 40 years. Why? Because we do things differently. We stock our inventory differently with one of the best Ford inventories in America. 1,200 new Fords on the ground now. We take care of our customers differently. That's why we've been awarded Ford's Triple Crown and Ford's President's Award for Sales and Customer Service Excellence, time and time again. In fact, no other Ford dealer in Ohio is the recipient of more awards and accolades than Reichard Ford. And we price our vehicles differently. Only the largest volume Ford dealer in the 5 states can volume price like Reichard Ford. Nobody in Ohio, nobody in Indiana, West Virginia, Kentucky, or Illinois can match our volume pricing at Route 33 and Hamilton Road, 2 minutes off 270, and at ReichardFord.com, based on 2023 Ford report for total new retail sales. Cincinnati region. Come in now, because we're dealing.
Get the right car at Reichard.
We're dealing.
Men, the new year is here, and if you're like many of us, you're going to make a resolution to improve your health. But if you're feeling sluggish and low energy, if your sleep patterns are off, if you've been working out and aren't seeing the gains you used to see, making that resolution may not be so easy. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if you're feeling the way I just described, we can likely help you with that resolution. Because those symptoms probably mean you're suffering with low testosterone. And at Tri-State Men's Health, we're experts in treating this condition. With our low T protocols, if you're like most men, the change will astound you. You'll feel more energy and better mental clarity, your sleep will improve, your workouts will be better, and you'll likely find your sex drive goes up as well. So call us today and get treated for your low T. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to TriStateMen'sHealth.com. That's TriStateMen'sHealth.com. Tri-State Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Federal Elite Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Is the show over already? My God.
Here's it is.
Buckeye basketball coverage is coming up at the top of the hour. Early start tonight. Buckeyes in Oregon. To get you ready for the game, your friend and mine, Timmy Hall.
So what do you do to the birds again?
We don't do it. It's what Jim Harbaugh said is what you do when you recognize a bird. Do you have that quote again, just so we can play it for people? I don't know if we have.
Find it.
I don't know how long it takes to find something, but
what are we doing?
he was talking about judging a bird by the way it flies through the air, and he used a term called gist, which is wrong.
Yeah, I mean, just watching it with my own eyes, my own opinion. And I don't know to compare it to or what analogy you could make, but I would compare it to like, you see some of the bird watchers that can tell a bird, tell you what kind of bird it is and species, et cetera, by the way it moves. And I think they call it the gist.
Oh, they don't.
Of a bird.
No, it's wrong.
Wow.
Just my own eye, the gist of, an NFL quarterback or not. I'm seeing now after this game, I'm seeing Jake.
Am I the only guy that feels sexually violated when he talks? His cadence, the pauses, all of it.
Yeah,
it's like he's just licking his lips.
He does talk in a way that feels like he's about to tell you something about an office coworker that's inappropriate. You know what I mean? Like he has that just
he's uncomfortable.
Hey, yeah. You met the new one, the new girl? She's like it's creepy.
He's
the way he talks is just so weird.
Anyway, so it's not the gist. What is it, Bob?
Oh, if you search gist of a bird in Google, what came up for me was Jizz, J-I-Z-Z, Wikipedia.
J-I-Z-Z.
It says here the overall impression or appearance of a bird. And it actually notes here further that ecologists and botanists may speak of, again, this is in quotes, habitat jizz or the jizz of a plant. Because I guess you can look at plants, too, and do the same thing. You can notice their shape and structure and say, that's clearly a whatever type of plant.
I will give Harbaugh credit because even though he wasn't pronouncing the word right, he did
know what he was talking about.
He did have the basic understanding of what that was, and I had not heard of that terminology. The overall impression or appearance of a bird garnered from features as shape, posture, flying style, or habitual movements. And I would think you've been a big bird.
Oh, I've been out there. Apparently, I was doing that. I didn't know. I look at birds with the binoculars. I never have heard anyone use that term, but apparently that's a term.
You're just.
What am I doing, Timmy?
You're a peeping Tom.
All I know is that quote.
Jaying all over those birds.
Why can't you say it?
It's a term. It's not a medical term. It's a birding term.
You must.
I can't.
You're on this show.
I can't, and I won't.
I just want to point out that
you lose, sir. Good day.
Say the word.
Jim Harbaugh
Yell it.
Initially brought this up because he was saying he was looking at the gist of a quarterback, which is we now know incorrect. It wouldn't be the gist of a quarterback. What would it be, Mike?
The jizz of the quarterback.
That's right. Okay. So he was just that's what he was doing. He was just inspecting that.
Now, Jim Harbaugh, one of the quarterbacks that he liked to look at was Andrew Luck, back in the
Jim.
Now,
Jim, don't look at me like that.
First of all, you call me
go birding?
Coach. Right. It's not Jim.
Oh, it's Coach.
Coach.
Yeah, of course.
Sorry about that. I didn't mean to be disrespectful, Coach.
Now I feel sexually violated when you do that impression. All right, Buckeyes in Oregon tonight.
Let's go.
What do you think?
Buckeyes and ducks. Duck is a bird, so you
could.
I guess too hot.
Yeah, sure, you could.
Too hot.
Sure.
Here's the thing. They had a great opportunity. Serious Buckeye basketball talk now. They had a great opportunity walk out of the building last Friday night when they didn't get Michigan State. So here you have another wonderful opportunity against a top 15 team. And again, it's just not to say that you can just throw out they're traveling from the West Coast, so you have the huge advantage. We just saw Michigan go out there and get a couple of W's against West Coast teams. So you can't just assume that you're going to have the upper advantage on them because they're the traveling team. If anything, Ohio State had the double overtime game against Minnesota, and I think they need to rebound a little bit quicker and show us that their legs are fresh because of how that game went. Oregon, when they got smacked by Illinois, they had a nice rebound and beat a pretty good Maryland team. So they're coming off of a win. They have a good 7-footer in Nate Biddle.
Oh, yeah.
He's
Dave's,
a good player.
Dave's cousin, yeah.
That's great. Dave's son.
Glad he's here.
He changed the the D's to T's, though.
It doesn't matter.
He didn't like the D's.
No, it's all right.
Bittle, a little Bittle.
That's fine.
But he's big. He's 7-footer. So
I don't know what that means, but okay.
He's very good.
I just wanted to play that for no reason whatsoever.
Good. This is a good team. You're going to need good performances all the way around. You obviously need Bruce to show up. I'm looking forward to seeing if John Mobley can start to get his footing a little bit as a starter because he struggled shooting the basketball. And the better that this team can hit shots and get things to fall from the outside, the better their offense and defense is going to operate.
Buckeye basketball coverage, Buckeyes and number 15 Oregon coming up at the top of the hour right here on the Fan. Back page.
The Back Page. The Back Page with Common Man and T-Bone.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Jace.
Well, man, Harrison Ford, among many of the stars whose homes are in danger with the wildfires raging across the greater Los Angeles area. So there was an article today that says that Harrison Ford was escorted by police to check on his Brentwood home. Obviously, they're not letting people into the area except if a police escorts them in there. But he's a big star, and his home was in danger, so they wanted to, take him up to where it was and see what he could see. Here's what I found interesting was the article said Harrison Ford appeared stoic upon exiting the police vehicle and heading back to his car. And I thought,
doesn't he always appear stoic?
When does he not look stoic? That's like the only look he has these days.
Get off my plane.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear Harrison Ford and Bill Belichick have a conversation together.
Oh, my God.
Sounds about right.
It is. Like, Harrison Ford might be one of the driest.
What was that?
What's the matter?
Say it again.
He's dry.
I missed
He's dry.
it. He's dry.
He's dry.
Okay, gotcha.
As dry as
his personality
what?
is dry.
Just a little dry.
Sure.
Oh, it's not too bad.
All right, Buckeye warm-up is next. Hey, we're back tomorrow, but we're back at noon, all right? Noon to 2 for this show tomorrow. Looky here, noon to 2. And you can rest assured that we will bring up during that noon hour.
Okay.
Bird jizzing. You rest assured.
All right. Good. I can't wait.
See you tomorrow. Jizz. Common Man T-Bone.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
Slower traffic is causing a 5-minute delay on westbound 670 between 71 and 3rd Street. And you're looking at another 5-minute slowdown if you're on southbound 315 between Kinnear Road and Town Street. This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's knows it's easier to make the right calls when you have the right team. Download the Lowe's apps to get their home improvement playbook in your hands so you can get their team's expertise anytime. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
It's a Fan Action Update.
And this action update is sponsored by Logan Services, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. The Buckeye basketball team is at home against 15th-ranked Oregon tonight. Ohio State comes in a 3-point favorite and minus 150 on the money line. Oregon is plus 125 to pull off the upset. Oregon's coming off a 4-point win over Maryland, and the Buckeyes are coming off a double overtime win over Minnesota. For your Logan Services action update, I'm Scotty Vegas.
At Byers Auto, we've been football fans since 1897, back when tailgates had actual tails. Our legacy of supporting our local team is as strong as our commitment to providing exceptional vehicles. While we're known for our new cars, we also offer a variety of pre-owned vehicles that meet our rigorous standards. Our friendly staff is here to help you find the perfect vehicle for your lifestyle and budget. Visit us in person or shop online at buyersauto.com. Come see why it's better to buy at Byers.
There's a lot on the line in a divorce. Your home, savings, retirement, maybe even kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce and the unexpected directions it can take, you really need a partner you can count on. I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. We're committed to helping protect your personal interests and the life you've built. Don't let divorce take more than it has to. Talk to us today.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Columbus area attorneys. 10 West Broad Street, Suite 1550, Columbus, Ohio, 43215. CordellCordell.com.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here, and the action is heating up this playoff season at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Lock in your touchdown picks. Check out trending parlays. Increase your winnings with profit boosts. New customers can get up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. And unlock 30 days of ESPN Plus. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app. Sign up with the promo code radio to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
You imagine it so often, it's almost real. That one dream vacation you know someday you'll take. Then, out of the blue, cancer. And that dream goes off exactly as planned. I would know, kiddo. I'm in the big city with my two best girls. Our fourth big trip since I heard the words cancer-free from my doctor at Ohio Health. All right, girls, let's get another ice cream. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans.
When was the last time you had your plumbing inspected? Small issues such as tiny leaks or old water heaters can quickly turn into big problems if they're not caught early. Take action with Logan Services and schedule a free winter plumbing safety inspection to help keep your home running smoothly. Schedule your free inspection now and experience the fast, friendly service you've come to expect from Logan Services.
It's Toyota truck and all-wheel drive season with more all-wheel drive choices than anyone else, like the family-size Highlander and the bigger, more powerful Grand Highlander. Now through February 3rd, get any new Highlander or Grand Highlander with 6.49 APR financing up to 72 months, including hybrid models with $1,681 per thousand borrowed, subject to approved credit through TFS. Plus, you get 2 years no-cost maintenance. For complete details, go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
This just in, hot off the bench press. Planet Fitness has added new strength equipment. Save $28 or more when you join today, and you can be one of the first to try it out. We're raising the bar with new benches, and our new hack squat will have you actually looking forward to leg day. Plus, we're still repping all of the best-in-class equipment we've always had, with most clubs open 24 hours, so you can work out your way on your time. So let's do this. Join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more. Just $1 down, $15 a month.